My name is Margaret Hill. I'm 67 years old. And I never thought the day would come when my own son's wife, a woman I welcomed into my family with open arms, would steal from me and smile in my face as if nothing had happened. But the moment the bank called me early one morning, everything I thought I knew about her shattered like thin glass, and I realized she had been planning something far bigger than I ever imagined. Something that could have destroyed not only me, but my son as well, had I stayed silent. It all began subtly: missing mail, odd little questions from her about my spending, comments about how elderly people shouldn't worry about money, and her constant insistence that I let her handle things because she was good with finances. I thought she was just trying to help, though something in her smile always felt off, like she was hiding something behind that sugary sweetness she used in front of my son. Then one afternoon, she visited me and accidentally picked up my purse when helping clean the living room. I didn't notice anything missing then, but something in her overly cheerful goodbye felt performative. It wasn't until the next morning at 6:42 a.m. when my phone rang, an unknown number flashing on the screen, and the woman from the fraud department said, "Mrs. Hill, we're calling because your credit card was attempted for a $4,800 purchase at an electronics store in another state," and suddenly every tiny detail I had ignored came rushing back like a storm. I sat up straight, my heart pounding, and told the representative that I hadn't used that card in months. She replied, "We suspected that. Your card information was used multiple times overnight." That was the moment my world tilted, because the only person who had been near my purse yesterday was my daughter-in-law, Sabrina, and she had acted far too comfortable holding my purse, almost like she was familiar with it. The bank froze my card, reversed the charges, and assured me they'd investigate. But I didn't want to wait for an investigation. I wanted answers, and I wanted them before Sabrina could hide her tracks. I drove to my son's house that evening, hoping to talk normally, hoping there was some innocent explanation. But the moment I walked in, Sabrina's face stiffened. Not nervous, annoyed. Annoyed I showed up unannounced. She greeted me with that fake smile that never reached her eyes. My son, Daniel, was in the kitchen making dinner, happy to see me, oblivious to the war brewing behind his wife's eyes. I watched Sabrina's every move, how she stayed close to her phone, how she avoided eye contact, how she flinched slightly whenever my purse bumped against my hip. Finally, I asked, "Has anyone tried to use my credit card lately?" Sabrina froze. Not for long, but long enough for me to see the flicker of fear she tried to hide. She tilted her head innocently. "Oh, Margaret, maybe you just forgot. Older people get confused with online stuff." I clenched my jaw. "Sabrina," I said, "the bank called me. They have recordings and security footage." Her face drained of color. Daniel stopped stirring the pot and looked between us, confused. "What's going on?" he asked. Sabrina rushed forward, touching his arm dramatically. "Your mom is accusing me of stealing from her," she gasped, making herself look like the victim. I watched her performance in silence, the trembling lip, the soft sob, the perfectly timed tears that always managed to appear when she needed to manipulate him. But this time, I wasn't going to let her twist the story first. I pulled out my phone and played the voicemail from the fraud department, the one detailing the time, location, and attempted charges. "Daniel," I said calmly, "these charges happened the same night Sabrina was at my house. She's the only one who had access to my purse." Sabrina shook her head violently. No, she's lying. She hates me because I'm young," she cried. Daniel tried to comfort her, but for the first time, doubt flickered in his eyes. And that doubt grew when my phone buzzed, another call from the bank, Liv, while we were standing there. I picked up and put it on speaker. "Mrs. Hill," the representative said, "we wanted to confirm the person who attempted the transactions used a physical card, not just the number. That means they had the card in hand." I locked eyes with Sabrina. She broke, her voice changed, dropped like a mask falling off. "Fine," she spat, wiping her fake tears. "So what? You have 3 cards. You don't even use half of them. Daniel and I deserve a better life." My son's jaw fell open. "Sabrina, what did you do?" She crossed her arms, angry now, not sorry. Your mother has money just sitting there. We're young, we need things more than she does. It's not fair she has everything and we're struggling. I felt my stomach twist. Entitlement, pure selfish entitlement. Sabrina, I said quietly, I earned every dollar I have. Your choices are not my responsibility. She rolled her eyes. You're old. You don't even know how long you have left. Daniel flinched at her words. I'd never seen him look at her that way, like he was truly seeing her for the first time. He stepped back, disgusted. You stole from my mother. She shrugged. It was going to be ours eventually anyway. That was the last straw. Daniel grabbed her phone off the counter and searched the banking app. It took him less than a minute to find the evidence, screenshots of my cards, pictures she took from my purse, and a list of planned purchases she was going to make over the next few weeks. Her entire plan laid out in notes like a shopping wish list. Sabrina, he whispered, hurt replacing anger. How could you? She snapped, Oh, grow up, Daniel. Your mom is dramatic. She has plenty. Then she turned to me and sneered, You should have just let it go. I took a slow breath and said the one sentence that finally made her panic. The bank is pressing charges. She blinked. What? You didn't just attempt a purchase, I said. You committed multiple felonies. They flagged your identity from the store surveillance before you even walked out. Her arrogance shattered instantly. She began begging, tears now real, not fake, dropping to her knees, grabbing Daniel's hands, pleading for him to save her, saying she didn't mean it, that she was desperate, that she thought I'd never notice. But Daniel had had enough. Pack your things, he said quietly. You're leaving. She screamed, cried, cursed, tried blaming me again, but the truth was sitting right there in her phone. She left that night, bag stuffed with clothes, dignity gone. Daniel apologized to me over and over, tears in his eyes. I hugged him and told him something I had learned over many years. People show you who they really are when they think no one is watching. Sabrina thought she was smarter than everyone in the room. She thought age made me blind. She thought she could steal, lie, manipulate, and get away with it because she believed older meant weaker. But she forgot something important. Life teaches you how to see people clearly. The bank call didn't just expose her theft, it exposed her character. And in the end, she didn't just lose access to my credit cards. She lost access to my son's trust, my family, and the comfortable life she planned to build using my money. And that, I suppose, was the most expensive purchase she ever tried to make.